Hi there. We're down in the shop here this morning, but I'm going to do a little project with it, which is not related to woodworking, as I usually do in my channel. I have a new GoPro that I bought, and I'm going to need a stick that extends out over a long area. It's going to be somewhat of a selfie stick, I suppose, but I'd like to be able to get high angles with my camera very easily. And you can buy these, of course. They run in the range from anywhere from $20 to $100 or even more than that, depending upon how sophisticated you want to get them. But what I did was I went over to the Home Depot and picked up one of these painter sticks. They use them for painting the ceilings, and it looked like it might be a good possibility to use for the GoPro. This works out pretty good. You just simply turn it and it extends out, and you got a good I'd say a good 9-10 feet here. That allows you to raise your GoPro way up in the air, give you that sort of drone look when you're moving, and also to allow you to angle the camera in many different ways for some kind of creative effects. When you want to tone it down, you just turn it and push it down back in, and it gives you a shorter stick if you prefer that. Well, in order to use this, we're going to have to do some modification here. It's got a plastic end on it for the paint roller, obviously. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on there. I was thinking of taking it off and maybe putting a wooden dowel in there. It's a little more smart, but this seems pretty strong, actually. Probably has to be for the paint purposes anyways. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these little slider devices for the GoPro camera, and we're going to attach it to the end. Now, you could do it with just a good super glue, I suppose, but it might be chancy, might not hold as well. So what I'd like to do is maybe drill a little tiny hole in there and use this screw. We'll put the super glue down after we drill a hole, then screw it down to the super glue, which I think will make a nice support for the camera. I'm going to use my Sessions camera to work on this, but you could use your regular GoPro on this as well. In order to do this, though, I think we're going to have to, obviously we're going to have to drill a hole in this. You can pick these up, by the way, I think I picked up a whole package of them on Amazon for a relatively cheap price. I'll put a link down below so where you can get them if you decide you want to work with this, or if maybe you just need these. They come with a sticky bottom, but that's not enough, I think, for this. I think we're going to need some super glue on this. Now we're going to drill a hole down the center here, but we're going to have to make an inset on that hole, I think, because once that screw is in there, if it juts up too high, you're not going to be able to slide your camera on there. So that's something we've got to take into consideration when we're doing this. So we'll work on that. If we have to, we might have to sand that down a bit or work on something to get it to work properly. All right, first thing we want to do, I think, is get that hole drilled in here. Okay, for the hole that we're going to drill in this little base, I got this small drill bit with a little inset here as well. So when this drills, it'll drill the hole for the screw, but it'll also leave a dip in the bottom so that the screw can fit in better. And we might still have to chisel out a little bit around the edges just to make it lower into the plastic piece. Okay, I've got the piece set up underneath the drill bit here. I'm going to drill this slowly through here and make that hole for the screw. Hands are going to be in the way here a bit, but you get the idea. Okay, got a little bit of smell from the melting of the wax here, the plastic, but I think it drilled a nice hole in there so that the screw will go down deep enough and not be in the way of the base of the camera when it slides in. Okay, we've got the hole drilled in there, and we got our screw. And I flattened the head a little bit. If you get a flathead screw, you'd be better off. And this has a little inset for the screw to drop into. So we put it in there, and it's a little bit bigger than the hole, so what we'll do is we'll tighten it down just a little bit to put it in there, get it started. Okay, so we've got our screw coming out the bottom here, and what we want to do now is take the end of our stick here and maybe drill a little tiny hole here, a starter hole for the screw. Okay, I got a little 1/16 inch drill bit in there. I'm going to just put it right on the top of this plastic, just eyeball the center as best we can, and very slowly all right, that's good. That piece of plastic is nice and thick there, down to about 1/4 of an inch into the screwed section here. So that ought to hold pretty good while it's in there. Now we're going to take some super glue. You can use any type of super glue you want. I just happen to have this one here. Not sponsored by any of these things, by the way. Just bought them and trying them out, see how they work. Now this says it only takes 10 seconds to set. So we're going to have to work a little bit fast here. All right, so take a little bit of the super glue and put it on the end. Okay, got a nice puddle of it on there. Spread it around a bit. And we then take our piece with the screw in it. Line it up there better. Should have probably drilled a bigger hole. That's okay, I think we're going to get it. I think it's going in now. Yeah. Tighten it down there real firm. There. It's nice and firm against that plastic. It's not turning. Make sure it's in as far as we can get it, because we don't want it to rub too much against the base. That's a good piece of plastic in there. All right, now we'll let that dry a little bit. But in the meantime, we can test it too. Take our camera. Take our camera and just slide it in there. Hopefully it'll go. Pro. There it is. Don't even really have to go in all the way if you don't want to, or you can just slide it all the way in. Okay. That's pretty secure on there. It ain't going anywhere. All right, I think we'll take this outside now, and we'll give it a try, see how it works. See you outdoors. Okay, I'm outside here now with the little selfie stick here. Like the selfie stick, I should say. As you see it juts out quite a bit. You can use it for filming way up in the air, or if you want to turn it around, you can flip the little gadget to do selfie shots. I'm going to put the actual GoPro on here, and we'll run around the yard and do some testing. Okay, I got the GoPro on here now, and flip it up here. We'll do just a regular selfie shot. This is on the smaller extension, but as I said before, you can extend this and get some better views. So let's try it. We'll straighten up the GoPro first, and then we'll extend it out and walk around a little bit with it. Okay, well, if you like this project, you might want to try doing one yourself. If you like the video here, just sort of click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. And if you like woodworking projects and other projects similar to that, you might want to stop back and see what else I got cooked up later on down the road. Thank you for watching.